Hello there, everyone. Nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Welcome back to me. Welcome back to me as well. I've been on a week holiday. I had some videos pre-recorded to go up over that week, but I'm back now. It's live. Well, not live, but it's whatever it is. Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't the best holiday. We both got COVID during the holiday, so yeah, that's kind of a bummer. But anyway, we're back now. Let's see. We got COVID. Can we get a legendary from some shards? We're pulling some shards today. I don't know if it's an event or a tournament, but I'm obviously still going for Bivald, of course, with the Hydra changes that are coming up here. Bivald actually really shot up in value, so I'm actually quite glad that I've gone from now. We're going to be pulling enough shards to get these 15, actually the full 20 here, Bivald fragments. Should be bang on course then at that point. Should actually be in a really, really good spot. Actually might be 5 ahead. I'm not sure. I might be slightly ahead of Bivald, actually, to be honest. But I got pulled all these shards anyway to get him. I actually have 23 sacred shards saved up. I've been saving like a madman, and I'm really happy. It's paying off, guys. I think the last sacred shard video pulls we did on the channel, we got 3 legendaries back to back, and I stopped, and people in the comments are going crazy saying, why would you stop? Pull another one. You could have got 4 legendaries back to back. But my mind does not work that way. I'm trying to min-max this stuff to get as much out of these shards as possible in like the statistical overall sense that we can. So I'm trying to save them up. So yeah, I'm still going to have 15. Let's go straight in. Boom. Straight in. I'm still going to have 15 after today. Caught an epic. No surprise there. If they ever come up with a guaranteed legendary. So there we go. We got Relic Keeper first. You confuse this guy. He's pretty terrible. Does get an extra turn if he kills somebody. So he's kind of good for the first little while playing the game, and that's about it. Of course, we have these 10 times boosts on for these champions. Obviously, I have none of these 3 legendaries. These would all be incredible. Lissandra, by far the worst one. Kimmy would be by far the best one. And then Trunda would be really good too, and just really fun. Probably the most fun one. Just doing the most damage possible, ripping through Hydra, that sort of stuff. Yumiko from Voids is obviously cool. I actually don't have Madame Ceres either. I've got none of these. None of these 5, which is crazy. But we're not going to be pulling Voids today. Nowhere near Void Mercy, as you guys know. Probably if you've been watching the Shard pulls. And then these 3 epics, I'll point out as well. These 3 are all potentially game-changing epics. They're super good. I use Seeker in my clan boss team. He opens up a lot of clan boss teams. Decent in arena, very good for faction wars, all that sort of stuff. Deacon, likewise, very similar thing. Brilliant for dungeons early game. Effectively what he has is AoE decreased defense on a 2-turn cooldown because he gives himself extra turns. That's really, really good. Just a great champion, especially in mid game. And then Magnar, fantastic. I might actually do a Magnar guide this week. I'm thinking of that because I've been using mine a decent chunk. He's very good, brilliant. AoE HP nuker, very, very good. So there we go. Right, let's go again. Enough babbling, says you. Pull some shards. Let's pull them. We got another epic coming in. It's Flesh Tear. There's a couple of champs that look like this, right? So I think he actually does some interesting stuff. Transfers random debuffs. Heals all allies and increases ally buffs by a turn. That's really good. Now, it's a long cooldown at 4 turns. That's actually a pretty good move. And then he does this as well. He can decrease all enemy buffs by 1 turn and increase all enemy debuffs by 1 turn. And that's on a 4-turn cooldown. So this guy, I'm not sure what his stats are. Let's take a quick look. Because I'm curious. He is a champion I'm curious about that I've never really looked into at all, but I want to. Okay, he's got 89 base speed. That is absolutely horrendous. So that's a huge impediment. But, I mean, his stats apart from that are fine. Like, he's not going to do any damage. That's cool. He's quite tanky. He's just super slow. Maybe he could do some good work, but with that really, really bad speed and the long cooldowns, it's going to be a little bit tricky. Right, let's go in again. Boom, here we go. Shard number 3. Oh, man. I know that we're not expecting a legendary, but I keep expecting one to pop out anyway. Masamoto. I actually think this dude looks pretty cool. It's kind of like a mummy samurai, that sort of vibe. Steal some buffs, maybe. AoE decreased attack, not very reliable. Pretty bad. And then this is his main move. 4-turn cooldown, increased defense, 15% turn meter fill. He sort of gets outshined. I don't know. By what's the guy Doomscreech, right? Who's a void rare, kind of does that job maybe a bit better. Not sure which one of them has better base speed. I think that dude Masamoto's okay, but nothing special. Yo, here we go. First 10 times champion. It is Seeker. I think I actually already have a duplicate Seeker, so it's not too exciting. He's obviously a great champion, though. This move is so good. 3-turn cooldown, but because it gives him an extra turn, it effectively has a 2-turn cooldown. And it's a 30% turn meter fill with increased attack on all allies for 2 turns. Now, I used this guy for a long time, right? For getting Arbiter, before I got my Arbiter, my arena team, I had Haikatoon in the lead, then I had Seeker, I think he was my fastest. And then I had, I think it was Tomb Lord, who I randomly, he was my second legendary I got. No, sorry, Tomb Lord was the first legendary I ever got was Tomb Lord. This is before he was buffed. So at the time, he was considered to be not that great, but maybe a bit underrated. He was my first legendary. He was Tomb Lord and then Gallic, or Gaelic. I don't know how you say his name. The starter dude. And that was my team until I got Arbiter. But yeah, this is like as good a move as Arbiter does. He goes straight from this extra turn into a single target provoke. I think actually for the Hydra, he's not going to be bad. It's going to be a good champion to lock down Head of Decay. Very good. On top of giving your team lots of turn meter, and increased attack. Very useful. Got a great passive too that heals him, puts increased defense on allies when he's hit with a critical hit. Not really useful in PvE, but it's a good move for early mid-game arena. Definitely falls off in even later end-game arena now. Really falls off. Ally defense in arena battles as well. So he's great, again, in that early mid-game. He's a very strong arena champion. Does fall off after that. But yeah, he's a great one. And he's still relevant endgame in Bat Eater. Very good for that. Oh man, I'm expecting that gold. Where is it? Burr got the Malformed. Probably the worst fragment collector champion they ever did. He's really bad. So the thing you need to know about this guy. Sorry, my throat's getting a little bit. The COVID. Yeah, this guy, if you think about him as Vogoth, you guys know how much I love Vogoth. Arguably the best epic in the game. One of the top epics in the game, without question. Vogoth. This guy's like Vogoth on anti-steroids. I don't know what you call anti-steroids, but that's what he has. That's what he's got. He's got a big jar of anti-steroids right there. No, it doesn't look like it physically, but it's true. But yeah, he's got a chance to give himself continuous heal. If he crits, it's actually not bad. Then he has an AoE. It's actually a 2-turn provoke on AoE, on a 4-turn cooldown. Actually pretty cool, but the problem is the chance to land it isn't very good. He has, when it's booked up, a 60% chance. Can increase that to 65% with masteries, but it's probably not worth it. So you got a 60% chance for an AoE provoke for 2 turns. It is useful for faction wars to get through, because you got like Valkyrie waves and stuff in Undead Hordes. He can lock them down. He's just, not that amazing at it, shall we say. He's not that amazing. Because it's unreliable, but so for farming it, it's annoying, but to get through it the first time, it's pretty good. Just rerun it until he lands it. Then whenever he's attacked, heals all allies except this champion by 20% the damage received. Then Vogoth comes in and is like, yo, how about I just heal everyone for half of the damage? How about that, including me? Bit sad. And then Vogoth has a 3-turn AoE provoke 100%. I think it's 100%. Actually, not sure. Right, let's pull another one. I think, is this our last one or do we have one more? I think we might have one more after. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Now, this is probably my favorite epic, actually, of the ones he pulled today. Seeker's up there, but Cornelia, really, really good. One thing you don't see here on this stat screen, when she's fully ascended, 109 base speed. She's incredibly fast. So really, really good. In a lot of my arena videos, you will see me using Prince Kaimar. Because he does a buff strip and he does an AoE sleep. We put the enemy to sleep. We let them sleep through their first turns so that their reaction accessories fall off, that sort of thing. And then we come in with our nukers and we nuke them. Cornelia opens up the exact same strategy. And in fact, her move is not an attack. So it will not weak hit, which is one of the weaknesses of the Kaimar strategy. Kaimar is going to suffer against red affinity enemies. So Kandrafon, for example, is horrific. But yeah. When it's booked up, 100% chance to put sleep on all enemies for 1 turn. Just fantastic. Really amazing for arena, and it's so easy to speed tune her up with your Arbiter or whoever your fastest champion is, because she's got such high base speed. You can pump more stats into accuracy, then more stats into accuracy, and just really consistently land this. And then even better, whenever that sleep gets removed, she has a 50% chance, I guess that books up to a 70% chance to replace it with Fear for 1 turn instead, which is just phenomenal as well. It's so good. You could even mastery that up to a 75% chance to put Fear. This even goes through, like, champions like Riho Bone Spear, who remove all debuffs and put block debuffs. The way it's coded, she puts the Fear on in between that. So even if someone full cleanses, or Hackhorn Smash Lord or something, full cleanses the team, heals them, puts the block debuffs on, removes all the debuffs, the fear will still be there, which is hilarious and very useful. So she's a super consistent. Compared to Kymar, she basically, you don't get the buff strip, and then you obviously don't get Kymar's second turn, where he turn meter boosts everyone, resets their cooldowns. You miss out on that. But honestly, you don't even use that half the time. You don't even need it half the time. But this is just really, really good. Yeah, such a good move. On top of all the crazy stuff she can do, soloing a whole ton of content. Check out YST if somehow you've not managed to do that before, you crazy things. And see, I think Canelia is capable of soloing, it's either 3 or 4 of the Doom Tower hard bosses, I believe, which is just nuts. Do we have one more? We've got one more to pull. The final one. Can we hit gold? Can we hit gold here today? Can we? No, we can't. No. The answer is no. I can't remember if I got Urticata before. Urticata, she's a weird one. She's got some weird graphical stuff happening in the background. Oh my god, that's kind of freaky. That's not good. But yeah, basically it's this really interesting passive. Whenever this champion or an ally lands a crit on an enemy under Hex, 10% chance, that goes up to a 25% chance, to put poison on the enemy for 1 turn. Now it's only 1 turn, but you could potentially getting so many crits that you can just fill up that bar with poison. So she's an interesting option for a clan boss poisoner. Things she can do, yeah, attacks at random that puts Hex, attacks at 3 times poison sensitivity, 2 times increase the duration of some poison debuffs. So I think I saw I am Ian K did a video on her before, and I think he found from the testing that she's sort of comparable to other poisoners, but not better than them. So she's certainly fun and she looks super cool. But I'm not 100% sure if you would bother using her, to be completely honest. Especially because Hex is kind of nice for Hydra, but just to target Head of Mischief, but then Poison's not really good against Hydra yet. So, yeah, she's very much a question mark for me. I don't know. I think she looks cool, but I would not be rushing out to buy her. That's for sure. Anyway, guys, look, there we go. They were the shard pulls. We got a decent haul, I would say. Obviously, you're not expecting to get legendaries in these sort of events. You're very lucky if you do. You can burn through a lot of shards, not get much anywhere. But we got some kind of dodgy ones. We got some that are useful for faction wars. And then I think the 2 that we got are really good. Seeker's obviously absolutely incredible. And Canelia, super, super good as well. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, and I'm going to be back doing lots of videos on the channel now over the coming week. Of course, we've obviously the Hydra changes are coming up. I'll be streaming on Tuesday with CVC. You'll probably check out Hydra on the stream as well. Personal rewards CVC. So I'll try to schedule that in advance so it's really easy for you guys to find it. I haven't scheduled it before, but we will do that. Obviously, it will begin when the CVC timer, when it actually kicks off. That's when we always begin the stream. But I'll try to schedule it on YouTube as well. Yeah. I'm going to go rest. Great. It was such a great holiday. I'm going to go rest now. I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.